With Roe v. Wade overturned, the pro-lifers are just cheering, praying, popping champagne. The pro-abortion, pro-abortion, not pro-choice, are screaming at the sky, getting naked for some reason that nobody wants to see, rubbing blood all over themselves. I don't know why that's their tactic for trying to make their point that they're capable of rational decisions, but everyone thinks you're crazy and should be thrown away in an asylum. You're not normal. You're not okay in the head. I don't know why that's always the choice of protest, to get naked or rub blood on yourselves. But we need to give thanks to the man who made this all happen, Donald J. Trump. It was because of his amazing election win in 2016 and his appointees to the Supreme Court that made this happen. You can say whatever you want about Donald Trump, but he is still winning and not even in office. It's amazing. And all this good stuff that's happening recently. We had a huge win for the Second Amendment. I know they passed their little bill, but it's most likely going to go to the Supreme Court and get shut down. And then we got a huge win for pro-lifers. And it's all thanks to Trump. And I just wanted to go back to 2016 real quick. During this debate, promises made, promises kept. Let's roll it.
Do you want to see the court overturn? You just said you want to see the court protect the Second Amendment. Do you want to see the court overturn Roe v. Wade?
Well, if we put another 2 or perhaps 3 justices on, that's really what's going to be. That will happen, and that'll happen automatically, in my opinion, because I am putting pro-life justices on the court. I will say this: it will go back to the states, and the states will then make a determination.
Donald has said he's in favor of defunding Planned Parenthood. He even supported shutting the government down.
It's so hard to listen to her talk.
Planned Parenthood. I will defend Planned Parenthood. I will defend Roe v. Wade, and I will defend women's rights to make their own health.
And if I have to strangle a few people in jail from keeping their mouth shut, I'll do it.
Care decisions. And we have come too far to have that turn back now. And indeed, he said women should be punished, that there should be some form of punishment for women who obtain abortions. And I could just not be more opposed to that kind of thinking.
If you go with what Hillary is saying, in the 9th month, you can take the baby and rip the baby out of the womb of the mother just prior to the birth of the baby. Now, you can say that that's okay, and Hillary can say that that's okay, but it's not okay with me. Because based on what she's saying and based on where she's going and where she's been, you can take the baby and rip the baby out of the womb in the 9th month.
You can.
On the
That's
final
what Democrats
day.
are pushing for.
And that's not acceptable.
Well, that is not what happens in these cases. And using that kind of scare rhetoric is just terribly unfortunate. You should meet with some of the women that I've met with, women I've known over the course of my life.
You want to meet with women who like abortion.
One of the worst possible
not pro-choice, they are pro-abortion. Huge difference.
Choices that any woman and her family has to make. And I do not believe the government should be making it. And I can tell you the government has no business in the decisions that women make with their families in accordance with their faith, with medical advice. And I will stand up for that right.
Nobody has business doing what I just said, doing that as late as 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 days prior to birth. Nobody has that.
All right.
Amen. Saying the government shouldn't be telling people what to do with their. They had more control ever before they overturned it. Now it's back to the states, to the elected representatives to actually make those choices, which means our votes actually count for something. We can vote. If you don't like something, get out to the polls, get your friends and your family. You can actually vote for politicians that you like, that will make choices that represent you, that represent your community. Now we have more choice. We have more selection. And that's a good thing. That's the way it should be. Even the late RGB said it was a bad law. And it shouldn't have happened. She said it was just the way it was written and gone about. It was bad. It was not a good law. Proud chance, thank you, Trump, for the Supreme Court's life-affirming ruling. During an energizing rally in Mendon, Illinois, on Saturday night, President Trump touted the historic pro-life victory in the Supreme Court. On Friday, the overturning of Roe v. Wade and Planned Parenthood versus Casey. The president proudly called the Republican Party the party of life, true, and the party of everyone, very true. The crowd erupted in a passionate chant of "Thank you, Trump." I'll play this clip real quick.
For the Republican Party, we are today the party of life, and we are the party of everyone. We're the party of everyone.
This long, divisive issue will be decided by the states and the American people, he said. He added, we believe that every precious child, born and unborn, is a sacred gift from God. Amen. Trump additionally touched on the court's ruling on the Second Amendment this week, striking down New York gun control restrictions in a firm 6-3 ruling. I told you I would protect the Second Amendment, Trump said, grinning, drawing more cheers from the audience. They did not back down, Trump concluded of the Supreme Court justices. Promises made, promises kept. Trump is still winning, even though he's not in office, because everything that you're seeing right now with these judges, even the mask mandate that was shut down for travel was by a Trump appointee judge. Now we've seen the Second Amendment win because of Trump. We've seen pro-life win because of Trump. It's all because of Trump. Whichever way you want to spin it, you can say whatever you want about Trump, but he is still doing so much good and not even in the White House, and hopefully we'll get him back. We'll get him back in 2024, but we'll see what happens. But it is all thanks to Trump. We can't forget that because of his appointees. If Clinton won, my God, I don't even want to think of how dark and horrible the United States would be right now. Probably legalize up to 9 months abortion, maybe after. There are some Democrats. It's a very, very small amount, to be fair, but some people on the left advocating for even after the baby's born. It's a sick crowd. It's not pro-choice. It's pro-abortion. They get off on it. You see the protesters out there with they have like their bean cans, but it's labeled like babies' brains, and they're like chopping up plastic babies and like drinking the blood. It's like they're freaks. There's something wrong with them. They're not normal people. They get off on this murder. It's not pro-choice. And almost 100%. It's about 95% of the reasons given for abortion is just no reason. They just wanted to get an abortion, most likely because they were just sleeping around. Even TikTok influencers are saying this is going to ruin hookup culture. Yeah, well, maybe you should think of actually maturing and not being a slut anymore, a whore. Same thing goes for the men. That maybe men and women should think about, working hard, responsibility, the nuclear family, settling down, which is much healthier. You're going to be much happier, and it's going to create a better society, a better life. It's what God intended. It's what God wanted. And you'll be much happier than your hookup culture. Find random dudes on Tinder. Again, same thing for the guys. It's time to grow up. It's time to man up and do what God intended of both sexes, the only sexes. Well, guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and click the notification bell, and you'll be notified when I drop a new video, when I go live. I have been going live a little bit more. Hitting like and hitting subscribe does help out the channel tremendously, and I thank you guys so much for that. If you're watching on Rumble, BitChute, Gab TV, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button, that Rumble button. I do love seeing feedback from those alternative platforms, because I may inevitably be banned from YouTube one day. I've gotten plenty of strikes in the past. I'm on a hard strike now, so I cannot monetize my channel. But that's okay. I still want to speak about it. I don't care about the monetization. It would have been a nice add-on, but it's whatever. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. But I appreciate you guys' support on all platforms and all that. And make sure you guys follow me on my social medias, Instagram, all that linked in the description below. I'm on True Social now. I'm on Frank Social, Mike Lindell's social media, all that. You can find all the links in the description below. And I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you next time. God bless. Peace.
Yeah.